So on June 3rd, okay, we have a full moon happening in the sign of Sagittarius. Yes, another full moon, y'all. We have a full moon and a new moon every month, okay? So just get used to it. That's what it's like being tapped in, being awakened, and on the other side. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into the deep and talk about the sign of Sagittarius and what this full moon is bringing. Okay, Sagittarius being the sign of higher knowledge and long distance travel, philosophy, wisdom. Okay, just to name a few. Guess what? The full moon energy will be centered around those things that I just named, okay? So with the full moon happening in the sign of Sagittarius, okay, this is going to be bringing a lot of revelations, okay? A lot of spiritual truths will be coming out and will be revealed. Okay, I also feel that a lot of you guys will be letting go of religion. Those of you all who are still consider yourself to be religious, you guys will be definitely be letting that go because you are awakening to a higher consciousness within yourself, which is you, okay, which is the divine, which is the creator, which is all of us, the multiverse, the universe, the omniverse, right? You guys are awakening. So that is definitely a lot of things that are coming through right now with this full moon being in Sagittarius, okay? Now, Sagittarius, okay, positive sides. Let's talk about the long distance travel, okay, the wisdom, the law, the ethics, the culture, things of that nature, okay. Anytime the moon is in Sag or the sun or any of the planets are in the sign of Sagittarius, you see a lot of talk about religion. You see a lot of talk about beliefs, philosophy, okay? So you'll see more motivational speaking coming out, more inspirational speaking coming out, okay? A lot more quotes and things are being spread around and talked about. Of course, these things are always happening. However, the full moon and new moon transits or any astrological transits, okay, they bring it in a little bit more heightened, and it's kind of as if someone is putting a magnifying glass, right, or shining a light on specifically what is going on, okay? So the full moon, remember, full moons are what? They're a time for releasing. They're a time for letting go, okay? They're a time for banishing the energy that you do not want to be with you in your body, in your mind, in your soul, and your spirit anymore, okay? Remember, when one thing ends, what? Another begins, okay? So it's a cycle. Yes, you're letting go of something. Something is being released. Something is being taken away. However, something new, beautiful, more vibrant, more aligned, okay, is coming in for you. So know to trust that process, okay? Now, Sagittarius rules the 9th house in astrology, okay? Fire sign. Sagittarius is a mutable sign, okay? That is their quadruplicity, okay, or their modality. The mutable signs like to people please, okay? So the mutable signs are the signs of Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, and there's one more I'm missing. I said Virgo, Pisces, Sag. Is that it? I feel like I'm missing one. Virgo, Pisces, Sag, and Gemini. Yes, in Gemini. There we go. In Gemini, okay? In Gemini. So Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Virgo, okay? You guys are the mutable signs, okay? So there's a lot of people pleasing that is usually going on with the mutable signs, okay? You guys like the people please, and that ain't to say that you're down on your knees talking about please do this, please. It's to say that you overextend yourself because you're trying to make sure that you're making somebody else happy, or that you're trying to make sure you're pleasing someone else. And you can't do that. You need to be choosing you all the time, okay? If your body is tired, if your mind's tired, your feet's tired, if you wore out, but you still want to go out and party and go hang out and do this, and you want to go show up for this person just because you want to people please, you can't do that. You got to learn how to take this time for yourself, okay? So be mindful of that, okay? Because the Sagittarian energy, Sagittarius are very prone to going, until they burn themselves out to where they just completely collapse and faint. Or to where you just completely, like, you just have no energy, to where you just are completely exhausted. You feel like you can't do it. That's because you done burned your damn self out. Hello. Okay? And I'm not just talking to Sagittarius here, because we all got Sag in our chart. But if you got Sag placements, heavy Sag placements, especially in the big three, okay, this happens. And y'all know I love being transparent with y'all. I can speak for myself. I have no problem talking about myself too. As a Sagittarius moon, okay, sometimes I do the same thing. It's going, until it's like you poop, because now you can't, we got to stop that shit, okay? It's not fair to you, your soul, your spirit, your mind, or your body. Okay, you get what I'm saying? All right, so let's go deeper. Okay, so let's talk about this. Now, if you have Sagittarius in your big three, you definitely will feel this energy the most, okay? And also, I would say if you have a fire sign in your big three as well, so the fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, okay? You definitely will be feeling this full moon in the sign of Sagittarius, because Sagittarius element is fire, okay? As I said, they are the last fire sign. Now, when you want to get into what this full moon is bringing for you, okay, let's go deeper. Just caught 525 on the timer, okay? Let's bring about the changes, okay, in the duality. So Sagittarius being the ninth house, they rule that ninth house. They are the lord of the ninth house, okay? Sagittarius are ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is our planet of luck, abundance, expansion, okay, good fortune, okay? That is Jupiterian energy. Everybody loves Big Daddy Jupe, okay? The blessings, okay? The wealth, like everybody loves Jupiter. How could you not love Jupiter, okay? Because of what he brings and what he provides. Now, that Jupiterian energy is very beautiful, and we have to learn to work with it, okay? Now, be mindful that Jupiter just moved into the sign of Taurus. What's today, the 31st? Jupiter moved into Taurus on this, I believe, on the 19th, if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere along that week, I believe it was the 19th, the same day that we had the new moon, which was the 19th of May, okay? So Jupiter being in Taurus and Taurus ruling money, baby, I told y'all that luck was on your side. Just caught 626 on the timer. So if you caught 525, then 626. Luck is on the side, okay, Collective? I need you guys to understand, understand, and overstand this, okay? Taurus being the earth sign, being about money and values and the materialistic things, okay? The throat chakra, okay? You see how I'm just giving you a different array of all this energy, because it's not just one simple thing, okay? Something else I want you guys to be mindful of. When we have full moons or new moons, what they can bring about can be something really big and grand, like, you know, marriage, or like a, you know, a huge vacation. You got to meet somebody and, you know, that you always want to meet. It can bring those type of things. However, it can also bring small things like you getting an opportunity. It's really on how you see it. What do you consider to be small or big, right? It's on you and how you look at stuff. It's all about your perspective. Perspective is everything. I told you guys that. So let's keep going, okay? Now, Sagittarius is, okay, Sagittarius is polar opposite. Okay, their polar opposite sign is the sign of Gemini. Gemini is a mutable sign. So what did we say? Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Pisces are the mutable signs. Okay? Therefore, with the full moon happening in the mutable sign of Sagittarius, and with the mutable, this shit is funny. Okay, and then their opposite sign is a mutable sign, which is the sign of Gemini, okay? Because the 9, if you have the chart, okay, remember the first house starts over here. It's 12 houses, okay? So you go 1, 2, 3. This will be the third house. The house opposing it, that's the opposite house or opposite sign, okay? This is how you know where else to look in your chart anytime you have a new moon or a full moon, okay? Because you always want to look at what's that opposing house, okay? Full moon is because the sun and the moon are at 180 degrees, right? They're opposing each other in that aspect, okay? So that's an aspect in your chart. It's an opposition. That's what this full moon is bringing, right? So you have to look at both houses. You have to look at your Sagittarius house and you have to look at your Gemini house, okay? So let's say that you have, let's just do those houses, okay? If you have Gemini, if you're Aries rising, meaning you have Aries in the first house, Taurus in the second house, you have Gemini in the third house, and then you have Sagittarius in the ninth house, okay? This full moon for you could be bringing, like I say, new revelations surrounding religion, new cultural beliefs. You could be going on spiritual journeys, okay? You could be going on a new awakening journey. You could be taking psychedelic trips, okay? You could be going out into nature and tapping into ayahuasca and DMT, you know, things of that nature, but really connecting with the self, okay? Connecting with your higher self. That definitely will be the theme of the full moon in Sagittarius, okay? Not even that. If you are, you know, if you decide to go somewhere, say for instance, you leave your old bookstore and you go to a new bookstore, right? Because the bookstore, the reading, the mind, that will be the Gemini energy, right? The opposing. Follow me here. If you went to a different bookstore, right? You say, I'm gonna go to a new bookstore, right? Remember, Sagittarius is the sign of learning, higher knowledge, okay? You're at this bookstore that has all these books about the occult and spirituality and astrology and numbers and whatever it is, okay, and you go into this new bookstore, that's the full moon and energy in Sagittarius. You left one thing, right? You ended that cycle with that bookstore. You went to a new bookstore, and not only that, you found books that are of higher knowledge, of wisdom, of philosophy, of the things that you are looking for, right? It can be as simple as that. You see how I went high and low? It can be you going across to a whole other continent, going to a new country, going on a vacation, okay? That would be traveling. That would be Sagittarius energy. A lot of people actually, because we have summertime coming up as well, okay? This full moon happening in June. We know that we see a lot of people go on vacations during June, July, August, right? During the summer times, but especially during that June, July season, right? Again, we have this full moon in Sagittarius starting off. It's as above, so below. If you pay attention to the transits, a lot of shit makes sense down here. You'll be able to understand, understand, and overstand that. Okay? So I hope that makes sense to you guys. Let's go through a few houses. If you have full moon, let's see. If you have the full moon in Sagittarius transiting your 10th house, okay? The 10th house is the house of public image, your reputation, okay? Your professional image, that public status, social status, okay? That's also the house of boundaries, limitations, things of that nature, okay? So let's say, for instance, there's tomorrow or today, whenever you see this, okay, you feel like somebody could have approached you, or someone is trying to, step on the boundaries that you have set within yourself, right? And you're like, okay, is this person trying me, or like, what's really going on? Like, what's really up with this, okay? That full moon happening in that 10th house for you, okay, it's kind of making you pause, right, and reflect and look and see. Because remember, the moon is your emotions. The moon is intuition. The moon is things hidden. The moon is our womb. All of that stuff is key, okay? All of that is key. You have to be mindful of all of that. You have to think about all of that when you're looking at these transits, okay, the meaning, because astrology is a simple equation. All you're doing is adding, the signs plus the houses plus the planets, and you're getting the output of it. It's really a beautiful thing, okay? What was I saying? Okay, full moon happening in the 10th house. This could also be you changing careers. This could be you starting a new career within yourself. You could be starting a new career surrounding philosophy, okay? You could be a teacher. You could be someone that want to teach about law and ethics. You could be someone that wants to talk to people about the third eye, talk to people about consciousness, talk to people about awareness, going on a public platform and doing that. If you make a video, you put it out on TikTok, or you put it out on YouTube, or you put it out on Instagram, that's your public image, okay? That is a full moon energy happening for you over your 10th house. If you have Sagittarius in the 11th house, okay, this could be the full moon. You could be having some changes going on with your friends, okay? You could be networking with people, okay? Or ending certain collaborations with people, okay? Because you're about to get shifted into a new, higher collaboration with people, okay? The 11th house is the house of collaboration, of networking, of friendships, of humanitarian, of the society and community, okay? So if you, let's say, for instance, you may be driving somewhere and you see somebody out there with a speaker and they're holding up the sign saying God is or repent. That's the full moon in Sagittarius. That's Sagittarius energy right that you've already seen it, because it's somebody talking about religion, right? Culture, essentially, okay? And the community. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to y'all. It's really not hard like people be wanting people to think. I promise it's not. It's really not, okay? Let's see here. What else here? I want to tell you guys some of my predictions, things that I feel that may come about with the full moon in Sagittarius. I feel that we will see news surrounding long distance trips, surrounding flights, okay? Right now I'm visually seeing a plane on fire, and I've been seeing that for some time now, like this whole year. So I think that's something that's still going on. Again, Sagittarius is a fire sign. They can also be kind of seen as the trailblazers, okay? Setting things ablaze, kind of like the sign of Aries a bit, but Sagittarius being that centaur, half human, half horse energy is a bit different, okay? Now, I do feel that we will see news surrounding the passports. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to that, but things have been going on with the passports. A lot of people are wanting passports and have put requests for them. So right now, the passport applications and the processes, all that stuff is taking a whole lot longer than what people really wish and what they like and stuff like that. Okay, so it's longer, and that has been trending. However, I feel that first week of June, or after that full moon, we'll definitely, or on full moon day, we'll see something surrounding the passports be announced. Okay, and long distance trips as well. Now, I also feel that this is a time where people will be definitely engaging in psychedelic drugs a little bit more. Okay, so we may see some shit about that. Okay, you may see I'm talking about, they try to put out some bad narratives surrounding those type of things. Okay, being on mushrooms, being on acid. Okay, things of that nature. That's definitely strongly coming through. Taking those trips and going within, finding yourself. Okay, learning about those things, looking up about psychedelics and how to transform your mind. I feel like it's also a huge theme here. Okay, let's see, what else do I have written down for y'all? Definitely. Now, okay, for sure. Let me tell you about Sagittarius is a free spirit, okay? Sagittarius love their freedom. Like I said, they are ruled by this planet of Jupiter, which is the planet of long distance travel. Anything Jupiter touches, he expands on. So Sagittarius are the same way. They don't like this small confinement and this only little. They like to expand, okay? They like to be above and beyond, okay? They like to, really stretch themselves out, sometimes stretching themselves thin because they're stretching themselves out too damn much, okay? But nonetheless, they really like to be free, and they like to travel and like to be everywhere. Think about it. When you're traveling, that's freedom, right? Especially if you're traveling by yourself, or when you're driving on the lumber, that's your freedom. You're free. You're not confined to being at a box or being at a job or being somewhere, anything like that. So Sagittarius are very, 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 very big on their freedom, and they don't like things that taint or mess with their freedom and ways. Okay, as a Sagittarius moon, I can definitely tell y'all, baby, we do not like that. If it's messing with my freedom, no, because that's a part of us that we need, right? You need that freedom. Everybody needs freedom, whether you're a Sagittarius or not. Everybody needs that freedom to be able to travel and move around and explore and do. We need that for the soul. Okay, we need that. Like, we need that shit. Now, what else here? I want to mention just a small thing here, okay? Like I said, spirituality, spiritual trips, ceremonies, performing ceremonies on yourself, doing different rituals, okay? Taking spiritual baths, pulling readings, buying new tarot cards for yourself, buying new books, okay, about religion or about culture, about higher knowledge or spirituality, or, the source, the creator, the divine, the inner working spirituality, angel numbers, oracle, things of that nature, baby. Yes, full moon in Sagittarius coming through for sure. Full moon in Sagittarius energy loading, it. Now, I want to talk about the body parts that Sagittarius rule. If you have not watched that video, I have a full video, okay, over the body parts that every zodiac signs rule over. I think it's really cool, okay? You guys should check that out. But Sagittarius rules over the hips, the livers, and the thighs, okay, and then the bones and things that are in that area. So because full moons are endings in a way, okay, and they kind of like a culmination of the energy from the past, okay, 28 days or 38 days, you want to call them, okay, 28 to 30 days. We are also prone to different illnesses or like deaths, okay, passing aways, like people leaving your family, okay. Again, it's a full moon, it's an ending, so that death always happens when full moons happens, okay? That's just period, point, simple. It is what it is. Celebrities, anybody. I think when we had the full moon in Virgo, Jerry Springer died, and I read his chart. It was all in his chart, okay? So full moons, they bring about endings. They bring about endings. I need us to get that understood, okay? So with the full moon, I lost my train of thought, y'all. I'm sorry. This full moon, okay, being in Sag, okay, and it's the liver, the hips, your thighs, and the bones in that area, okay, I'm channeling right now. That's why these words are coming out like this. So please, y'all, bear with me, because I'm not looking at my notes. I'm channeling. Hip fractures, okay, hip injuries, accidentally hitting your hips. hurting your thighs, okay, bites on the thighs or pains in the thighs, anything like that that are coming up, issues with the liver, or even doing a liver detox, okay, cleansing out the liver, pains in the liver, that's full moon in Sagittarius energy. That's the Sagittarius energy talking to you. If you look at your Sag house, that can also be that Sagittarius energy trying to let you know something about yourself, okay, or something that's going on within your life, okay. Remember, the body parts that we rule over, we're also prone to those type of illnesses and disease and issues and things of that nature, okay. So with Sagittarius ruling those body parts, that can happen, okay. Maybe someone's grandma, their hip, you know, they may hurt their hip, accidentally fall down, God forbid any of that happens. However, we know that this is a dual world, and the world is built off of light and dark. It's about the way you look at it, okay. So please keep that in mind. You know, even walking and you accidentally hit your hip on the side of your door, on the side of your car, okay, full moon in Sagittarius energy. Like I told you, there's small things and then there's big things, y'all, okay. So it's just all about how you look at it. Now, I want to talk about, let's see, this full moon that's happening, it will be opposing, of course, the sun in Gemini. That's why we're in Gemini season, because the sun is in Gemini. But it will be trining Mars and Leo. Now, a trine is a positive, harmonious aspect, okay, in astrology. It brings about good things. It's the word harmonious, okay? If you think about the word harmonious, you'll definitely know. Sorry about that, y'all. I got a phone call in the middle of my video that I had to answer. But we were talking about the trine aspect and it being a harmonious, positive aspect, okay? It's a good aspect. Think of it as someone in the background making a triangle. That way there can be peace and harmony and positivity and bliss and good things and opportunities and advance. Think of it that way, okay? That's what a trine is. Again, it's a harmonious aspect, okay? Look into the word harmonious if you need to. Now, as I was saying, that this full moon is going to be trining Mars. Mars is in Leo. Now, Mars, okay? Mars is the planet of action, sex drive, our ambition, okay? Now, Mars is also the planet of anger, war, aggression, violence. You get where I'm going with this? Fighting, okay? Guns. That's Mars energy. Now, Leo being the sign of creativity, vitality, meaning your energy, right? Children, the inner child, the ego, okay? Mars being in Leo and that trining the full moon. The full moon is in Sagittarius, okay? That's double fire energy that's going on. So I feel with Mars being in Leo, gosh, this message is, I'm challenged. It's like the words, but everything's just, hold on, y'all. Gemini season, please hold on. It's Mercury day. Damn, okay. Oh, y'all. Okay. So with the full moon, okay, trining Mars and Leo, I feel that this is going to be, like, a lot of you guys are definitely about to be going on some sort of vacation. You guys are going to be going on some sort of trips. A lot of you guys are getting into your creative bag, okay? So I'm seeing that some of you guys are using your creativity, okay, to work with your philosophy, to work with your skills, okay? Maybe you're putting out quotes in a certain art, okay? Maybe you're being more creative with your posts, okay? Maybe you're a spiritual teacher. Maybe you like to counsel people. Maybe you like to talk about astrology. Maybe you like to talk about angel numbers or numerology or the planets or the different realms. Any of that information, any of that, okay, is Sagittarian higher knowledge. Please, I want you to understand that, okay? So this could be really bringing about also, okay, just got that, some social recognition, okay? Some publicity, some fame, okay? Because Leo is the sign of theater. Think about it. Leo's ruler is the sun, okay? Where is the sun? Where is the sun? The sun is always shining. It's always there. It's always beaming. The energy is always there. You can always see it, okay? Always, always, always. It's just the limelight energy. So this trine, this full moon trine could also be bringing some of that energy, okay? Some of you guys could be really in the spotlight. That's strongly what that's giving, some spotlight energy. Like you find your Leo house, okay? Let's say you have, let me give y'all an example. Let's say you have Leo, and let's do what we did earlier. Let's say you have Leo in the third house. If you have Leo in the third house, that would make you a Gemini rising. Ew, I don't think I really want to use that one. No offense, Gemini risings. Whatever. If you have, okay, if your Mars if Leo is your third house natally, okay, but Mars being in Leo right now, the transit, that means it's transiting over your third house. The third house is the house of communication, siblings, short distance travel, memory, intellect, the cousins, okay? So the full moon in Sagittarius happening, that will be happening in your, because Leo will be your third house, so that means Sagittarius would have to be, let's see, Sagittarius would be your, let's see, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio. Sagittarius would be your, is that 8th house? I don't have a map in front of me, y'all, so I'm doing it all in my head. Okay, if you have Leo in the 3rd house, your 2nd house would be Cancer. Your 1st house would be Gemini. So Gemini, Cancer, Leo, okay? And then you have Virgo. And then you have, yeah, because Leo is 3. So Leo, and then we have Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, and Sag. Okay, so that's the 7th house, actually. Thank y'all, excuse me. Thank y'all for bearing with me on that, okay? Just call 440 on the timer, baby. So that would be Sag in your 7th house, okay? So that could be changes, again, with their relationships, partnerships, contracts, leaving a job, leaving a certain connection, okay? Leaving anything that is taking away from the internal peace and your internal balance, because that 7th house, the Lord of the 7th house is Libra. The moon's in Libra today, by the way. Okay, 31st, I'm making this video right now. So that's interesting to me, because what would be going on, that means your Leo house, okay, that 3rd house, and then that 7th house of Sagittarius will be doing some inner workings there. But then you got to go to where you have the Gemini at, because that's the opposition. So there will be that 1 house, 3 house, and 7. So 1, 3, and 7, okay? So you can look at that and make a triangle in a way if you want. So it's a trine. It's a positive aspect that's happening. Now, this full moon in Sagittarius is also going to be squaring Saturn in Pisces. Now, this is where you may feel a little bit of tension at, okay? Because squares are not harmonious. Squares are not the most positive aspect. They can be if you use them the right way. They can bring about positive results. But a square is really a more intense aspect. It's one of the major aspects that'll be in your chart, okay? So it's literally a square, like the shape of a square, okay? And what's happening when there's a square, okay, that means it's like a fight that's going on between those two energies, right? It's like a tussle. It's like, you know, like trying to learn to work with that energy. It's like one of them is pulling you one way and saying, no, 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 no. Whereas the other one is like, no, we got it. We need to move forward. We need to do. So that's the energy of a square, okay? It can be tense. It can be, you know, have you irritable. It can have you flustered, frustrated, making you just like, you know, wanting to just go off and all that. Do not do that. You're meant to do the opposite, okay? Use that energy and transmute that, okay? Let's talk about it. Now, to this square in Saturn and Pisces, remember, if you are born between 93 and 96, you're going through your Saturn return, because Saturn is in Pisces. And then if you are the age of anybody hitting that's just turning into like their 50s, that also would be your, that would be your second Saturn return, okay? So kind of giving that midlife crisis energy is what you're feeling. So with the full moon squaring Saturn in Pisces, okay? Saturn is the planet of discipline, karma, the father of time. He's the planet of limitations, boundaries, okay? Responsibility, accountability. That is that Saturn energy. Now, Pisces being a mutable sign, right? People-pleasing energy, right? Pisces is the sign of spirituality, higher knowledge. And I say higher knowledge because spirituality to me is a form of higher knowledge. That's just what it is. So spirituality, they rule the hidden enemies. They rule that 12th house, okay? They rule the subconscious, okay? Pisces is the sign of dreaminess, okay? Daydreaming, illusions, mysteriousness, deception, okay? So with this square, with the full moon happening, and then it's in Sagittarius and it's squaring Saturn in Pisces, this can definitely be revealing some things, okay? I'm hearing the song, Mask Off. Fucking mask on. Okay, so some masks are being ripped off of people's faces, okay? Some true colors are being shown for certain people. A lot of you guys may be able to see people for who they really are, okay? People are really letting you into their mind, okay? Remember, when I say people, getting to see people for who they really are, don't always think of it in a bad, negative aspect, right? Like, oh my God, they're going to be really out here having a fake life. That can be it, yes. However, more so what I'm picking up on is diving deeper into the subconscious, right? Because it's what Pisces rule over. And with Saturn being in Pisces, for the transit, right, for the collective right now, it's bringing up a lot of limiting beliefs and doubts and worries and frustration. It's bringing up all of that right now for everybody. So if you have a lot of old, outdated beliefs, or, you know, your limiting beliefs about yourself, your work, your money, whatever it is, all of that is coming up right now. Anything you got in your subconscious, all them fears, traumas, anxieties, worries, all that shit is coming up, okay? So with the full moon being in Sagittarius, the full moon, right, moons are revealing, okay, because it's what's hidden. So this full moon is kind of shining the light on what's been hidden, kind of in a sense too as well, right? So this could be simply the universe showing you, hey, you need to let go of this drug. You know, you need to let go of drinking like this. You need to let go of going out partying every week, because you're not realizing how it's affecting this part of you. You know, say for instance, you got Sag in the 4th house. That could be saying, you know, this is affecting your foundation. It's affecting your stability. If you got Sag in the 2nd house, that could be saying, look, this is affecting your wealth. This is affecting your money, because you are allowing this. You see what I'm saying? How it's like this, you're going back and forth. The square, like you going all around the square. So that square is tension, and it's trying to get you to see and sit with it and learn to work with it, okay? So if you learn to work with that tension and transmute that energy, okay, get into your Scorpio bag, I promise you it will make such a huge difference. It would make such a huge difference, okay? I also feel like this is the full moon squaring Saturn and Pisces, okay? It's asking for a lot of people in the collective to let go of some of the addictions, okay? Because that's also Pisces energy as well. Pisces ruling the drugs, you know, alcohol and addiction, things of that nature. The off the chain drugs as well. That's all Piscean ruled, okay? What else do I want to say about this? I don't really like talking about stuff like this, but again, I'm a transparent person, and I mean, the world is a dual world, so there is light and dark, depending on how you see it. I feel that there will be something in my crown, my head is tingling too, something in the news about, you know, people who take their own, you know, lives or things of that nature, okay? Maybe a celebrity is going to be popping out and doing that. Or there's going to be news surrounding someone in the past who has done it, okay? Remember, Saturn is the father of time. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, so you can kind of look at that as the end times in a sense if you want. Things are being closed out. A lot of cycles are still closing out right now, okay? Karmic cycles, 30-year cycles are really closing right now, okay? So again, this full moon, it's gonna be great. It's always great, okay? All the full moons and new moons, everything is always great, okay? Remember, it's all up here in your mind. You create your reality. Look at your birth chart and find where you have Sagittarius at, and find where you have Gemini at, to see a little bit more insight about what this full moon has in store for you, okay? Just call 11:33 on the timer. That's another message for somebody, okay? Now, of course, to know exactly what's going on, right, or to get more of an insight, you need to look at your chart and see where you have these houses at to see what's going on. See what planets do you have in Sagittarius. Do you have a lot of planets in Sag? Do you have a stellium? A stellium means that you have 3 or more planets or placements, okay? Astrological bodies, I want to call it that. Astrological bodies meaning asteroids, the luminaries, or the planets, okay, in that same sign. So let's say you have Jupiter, your sun, your moon, and your Saturn all up in Sagittarius. You have a stellium. That's a Sagittarius stellium. And so that means that full moon is definitely going to be highlighting and working on a lot of them things for you, okay? Again, I say full moons are a time for releasing, letting go, and cleansing. So if you're finding yourself cleaning up, okay, you're organizing, you're getting things together, that's you making way for that new energy that's getting ready to come in for you, okay? Please trust the process and trust all that is happening for you, because it is going to be a beautiful time. Check your charts, check your charts, check your charts. Again, as I stated, if you are a fire sign, you definitely will feel this energy the most. If you have Sagittarius in your big 3, you definitely will strongly be feeling it the most. And if you are a mutable sign, meaning the signs of Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, or Pisces, you definitely will be feeling the energy of this full moon the most, because this full moon is happening in the lovely mutable sign of Sagittarius, okay? If you're interested in a birth chart reading for the full moon, the new moon, or you just want to simply learn about yourself, baby, go ahead and click a natal chart reading with your girl. You already know what's up, okay? And if you want to know what's happening for the full moon or the new moon or any of those like special transit that happen, okay, you would book it under an intuitive natal chart reading with me, okay? Again, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I love you all. Happy full moon.